I'm Kristen Spindler, Director of Incubator CTX at Concordia University, Texas. I'd like to welcome you today to our LinkedIn 201 virtual webinar with Elizabeth Quintanilla and Matt Scherer. We're grateful to partner with Elizabeth and Matt to bring you this LinkedIn series. Elizabeth is a marketing expert and a mentor to Incubator CTX. And Matt's a communication professional with over 40 years experiences, and he bridges the gap from traditional media to newer forms of storytelling. The format for today is going to be about 45 minutes while Elizabeth and Matt walk us through their presentation. And after that, we'll have about 15 to 20 minutes for questions and answers. So if you're new to Zoom, you've got a chat button on the bottom of your screen. So please type your question in there. Ben Balin, Hannah Watson, who are recent grads from Concordia, just graduated this past Saturday, and I are going to be monitoring the chat. So yes, if you have questions, please type them in there, and we'll be looking for those for after the talk. So with that, let's give a warm virtual welcome to Matt and Elizabeth, and take it away.
Good morning, everybody. I love being a mentor, and I highly recommend coming to visit the space once Concordia opens again. And it's a great place to co-work in Northwest Texas. And I've known Matt for approximately 10 years, and we've kept in touch. And Matt, tell us about the book you just finished writing when you do your introduction.
So thanks for that, Liz Q. I just finished the 3rd edition of LinkedIn for Military, and this book is different than it talks about the storytelling aspect that everybody needs to tell their story to others. If you're a college professor, you're a college student, or if you're military, they're understanding the 5 W's of your story are kind of a key part of the whole LinkedIn process.
And the one thing we both agree on is that we definitely recommend developing relationships that matter. So whatever you're doing on LinkedIn, just keep that in mind. Don't you agree?
I agree. I get a lot of requests from people I don't know. And I get a lot of people from certain parts of the world to think because they're attractive that I want to connect with them, and it's just like, well, what's the purpose? And I'm really excited about what we're going to talk about here is like, how do you define the purpose for connecting? How do you, really make meaningful contacts? And honestly, through a lot of hard work and effort, I've got a lot of meaningful contacts throughout the world that I have never, ever met, but are really good friends. And that's an art form that a lot of people don't understand. And it's one that takes a little work and nurturing. So I'm looking forward to talking about that today.
One of the things that we recognize that with digital advancements, it's really changed how business is promoting in the marketing. And since as a marketing expert, we talk about the 4 Ps, product, placement, promotion, but really what it still comes down to online or offline relationships matter. Developing your referral engine, the best way of having lead generations, of having other people be your ambassador. Don't you? What do you think, Matt?
When we looked at this slide yesterday, the thing that really resonated with me is relationships matter. You want people to know of your capabilities, and you just don't come out of like an introduction and a connection with, hey, let me sell you something. I remember a couple of years ago, there was a friend, a son of a friend, and I got a referral to connect with him. Sure, I'll be happy to do that. Next thing I knew, I get a 5-page document from him about PEO services, and I'm not even one of his customers. And he goes, hey Matt, I'm now that we're connected, I'd like to know a little more about you. Would you be glad to talk to me?
No, I'm not interested in more insurance. I already have a car insurance policy. I know too many realtors.
Yeah.
This is not the place you can sell me your current listing on LinkedIn.
No, thank you.
No, thank you. But I'm happy to meet you, and I'm happy to introduce you to other people, and I'm happy to help build your network where we all volunteer together and we're all connected to each other.
It goes back to the relationship and trust issue, right? Liz, I mean, you got to have a relationship. You got to have a relationship I'm going to have trust in doing business with you,
Exactly.
honestly.
It comes down to you have to know me, you have to like me, and you've got to trust that I know what I'm doing.
Those are real key elements, and yet a lot of people suddenly want to sell you right out the get-go. And as we'll see here, we got a couple of elements to think about when we do that.
Yes. This is your slide.
This is my slide, and I you know, how often do you get? I've gotten a lot of requests, and I would love a show of hands if we could do a show of hands. The number of times you got COVID-19 messages on LinkedIn. I think there is somebody who probably has a nice island to himself. He makes thousands, if not millions of dollars in helping people with LinkedIn consulting. And he shares with them, hey, COVID-19's hot. Let's just, you know, that's a reason to connect. And it's like, nah.
No, and it doesn't matter if it's COVID-19 or if it's the next trending topic. I'm going, even if we all like the same football team, I am a Cowboys fan, but just because I'm a Cowboys fan is not a reason to connect.
Yes, I know. And so, again, if I had $20 every time that I saw the COVID-19 message, not only in email, but in LinkedIn, you and I could go see the Cowboys and have seats next to Jerry Jones.
Exactly.